Hi, Internet. Thanks for joining me today on Stop and Think, the puzzle channel. Let's do the Sunday Los Angeles Times crossword puzzle, posted on June 15th, 2025. The constructors are Gary Larson and Amy Ensz. I've done a Gary Larson puzzle before, and I did look him up just to make sure he's not the guy who drew the Far Side comic strip. They are two different people. The editor today is Patty Verrill. I'm John Appleseed, and I'm your host here on the channel. And the title of today's puzzle is Living in the Past. So let's see what that means today. One across is guitar clamps. Okay, I've struggled with this clue before. Capo is some kind of guitar clamp, so capos would be the plural. One down, phone, could be call. Call me maybe. Two down, Sarah McLachlan, hit. Oh, I've seen this before, and I don't know what it is. Three down, stroke to hit par. Often, the putt is your final stroke to get into the hole. Four down in golf there. Four down, Pro Football Hall of Famer Merlin Olsen. Yeah, I remember him when I was a kid. He was on Little House on the Prairie and other TV shows by then. Five down, avocado center. The stone is the word for it. The pit in some fruits and avocados. Adult for the ticket category. 22 across, totally wild bibliography text. Totally wild bibliography text with a question mark. And our theme, this is maybe one of our themed answers, it's living in the past. I don't know what that is. Hidden, latent, a personality trait can be latent or hidden. Adia. Yeah, I've seen this. I don't know the song. I've seen it in another crossword puzzle, and I didn't know it then either. 23 down, in blank, before birth, while still in the uterus, in utero. E-R-O. Six across is special blank, maybe special ops. Six down, winner of 8 consecutive Norris trophies. I think that's from hockey. Bobby Orr, well-known hockey player. Seven down, typesetting unit. Pika. Maybe. 8 down, design detail for sure, could be a specification. A spec. Hard swing is you really took a rip at it. A lit source. So lit, I think, has two meanings here. Short for literary. Literary source would be in a bibliography. But lit also means totally wild in slang. So I think I goes in there, which does fit with Adia, or Adia as the Sarah McLachlan song. Pika for typesetting unit, and it is lit source for our totally wild bibliography text. 27 across, nutrient-rich berry is the acai berry, which you may see at your local smoothie shop. 9 across, Jewish scholar. Rabbi, I'm not sure. 9 down, violin bow need. Rosin is something you rosin up your bow to play the violin. 10 down, fitting, apt. 11 down, HVAC measure, could be British thermal unit, used to measure the output of air conditioners. 12 down, brand of 13 down, and 13 down is writing implement. So pencil. Let's try rabbi, maybe ink pen and Bic. That's a B for rabbi. Agree to take part is opt in. 24 across, number jammed in an adding machine, printout. So stuck gives us the sense of being jammed. Bic is a brand of ink pen, so 12 and 13 down, I think, is that pair. Rabbi for the Jewish scholar. 25 down, military stronghold, a fort, maybe. 21 down, thousand thou. I think that's a million, right? Mill. 14 across, Omar of House, Omar Epps. 21 across, French Revolution journalist. Don't know that. Manet, he was a doctor from Tale of Two Cities. Number jammed in an adding machine printout. Stuck figure. Figure could be a number. I'm not sure about that. 29 across, cornmeal dish is polenta, I believe. 14 down, I can't wait feeling. Eagerness might fit. 15 down, cut back to prune like a tree. You cut back the branches. Medicare section is going to be part something. Part A, Part B, Part C. Mirror, fogger for 17 down is steam. So Marat is a French name. I guess he was a journalist during the French Revolution. Okay. Paper purchase, you could purchase a ream of paper in Medicare Part A for 16 down. So a stuck figure. So lit source, I can see the double meaning of lit here. What is the double meaning of stuck or figure? Or is it stick figure? Or is it we take stick figure and make it past tense? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm understanding it. 30 across, former Nair competitor Neat is another depilatory product like Nair. 32 across, laugh behind one's hand to snicker. Like that. Let's move over here. 37 across, German pronoun. Lots of things that could be. 37 down, Marge in charge rider, Fisher. Don't know that. 38 down, neighbor of Sudan. Chad, I think, border Sudan. Let's get some crossing letters. 39 down, a blank bag is a slouchy purse. Don't know that. 45 across, drink to toast the Apollo 11 landing. No. 53 across, hard work. Nope. And 57 across, God in the Torah. Not quite sure about that. 46 down, drink with quinine is tonic water. Gin and tonic was, in popular belief, I don't know if this is true, but a way to get British people in the tropics to drink their quinine is to put gin in it, hence the gin and tonic. 47 down, open and honest, don't know. 61 across, Machu Picchu builder, that's the Inca Empire, open and honest. 58 down, Who Cometh? In a Eugene O'Neill play, The Iceman Cometh is the title of that play. Haven't seen that one. 62 down, Diarist Nin. Okay, Anais Nin shows up in crossword puzzles from time to time. Open and honest. Frank. Hard work, I guess, could be labor. That fits with Frank for open and honest. Is there a word for God that I'm not thinking of? 40 across, swelter, to roast, what you might do in a hot climate, to swelter, to roast. Material for a suit. Okay, I think that's a legal suit in a court of law. A tort is the basis for a case. 41 down, crowning. Let's try a top there. 42 down, ready to eat. As pistachios. They're shelled. You just pop them in your mouth. 28 down, Armageddon threat. Oh, but with quotation marks. So it's a title of the film. Armageddon was a film about an asteroid that was going to hit the Earth. 63 across. I have read and agreed to the above terms and conditions. Often that's often a lie. You click it without really reading it. 48 down. Tiny pest. A mite. Maybe might be the answer. Movie lines is the plots of the movie, the storylines. And the simple secret of the plot is just to tell them that I love you a lot. Then the world discovers as my book ends how to make two lovers of friends. So I think plots works there for the storylines. Icons for toolbar symbols on a computer. 34 down, flow stopper is the clog in a pipe. Close relations are your kin. 43 across is Hillary Rodham Clinton. Drink to toast the Apollo 11 landing. a shot for the moon. So shoot for the moon, make it past tense and make it shot for the moon. Okay, yeah. Shoot for the moon. So is this light source, I guess, could be a phrase. I need a light source to help me read. Make it past tense and make it lit source, and it changes the meaning to a totally wild source in a bibliography. Okay, so stick figure is the phrase here. We make it past tense. Now it's stuck figure, which would be a number jammed in the printout from an adding machine. Okay, shoot for the moon becomes shot for the moon. All right. Isla Fischer or Isla Fischer is a name I recognize. German pronoun could be ich, the first person singular pronoun. Neighbor of Sudan, Chad does fit there. Adonai, yes, the word for Lord. Yes, that's, I don't know why that didn't come earlier. Hobo bag is a slouchy purse. Okay. I guess I'll allow that. 66 across, cowardly FBI agent. Chicken feed becomes chicken fed. 69 down, tree at a Christmas tree farm could be a fir tree for Christmas. Housekeeping staffer is the maid. Okay, so that section is done. Let's move over here. 49 across, sage and dill are herbs, I think. 44 down, good heavens. Oh my, or oh no. 50 down, the Mary Tyler Moore Show spinoff. Rhoda was her neighbor, played by Valerie Harper, who got her own show eventually. 51 down, prosperous periods. Booms. The boom and bust there would be the opposite ends of that spectrum. 52 down, perceived sense. Private eye is a gumshoe, not a word you see every day, but yeah. Let's try oh my for good heavens. Not long now. Yeah, soon, but what? Any day soon? I don't know. 60 down, Reels post for short. That's from Instagram, right? I don't know what that is. 55 down, pool content, Gene Pool. 56 down, Disney's Poor Unfortunate Souls. Poor Unfortunate Souls. That's from The Little Mermaid. Very soon, for not long now. Okay, didn't get that either. What is it a video? 64 across, sardine containers or tins of sardines. So I think this is a vid. Reels is something from Instagram. I don't have a Instagram account. 70 across, indictment based on falsified evidence. Some kind of case. 71 down, tonkatsu ingredient. I think that's a breaded pork chop in the Japanese cuisine. I'm not sure. Do well in a comedy club is to slay. To do well at stand-up comedy. Chronicles could be annals. For 82 across. Panko is the breading used in the cutlet there. I don't know if tonkatsu has to be pork, but I think that's how I've seen it. Indictment based on falsified evidence. A makeup case becomes a made-up case. Yes, okay. And sour sort could be a cynic for 72 down. Okay, that works. 64 down, Highlands designs could be tartans, the plaid designs from the Scottish Highlands. 75 across, place for pennies. Your ear. You know, I did that trick. I had it done to me when I was a kid and then learned to do it with my kids, to pull a penny out of a kid's ear. I'm not sure about that, though. Rocker Joan is Joan Jett. So maybe a penny jar. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. 70 down, suited king and queen in Pinnacle. Pinnacle. I haven't played that. I don't know what they are. Sealy rival. Sealy makes mattresses, as does Serta. 87 across. Draw in. Ensnare and trap. Draw in. 91 across. Skirmish at sea. No. What about 87 down? Parrot. Copy might fit. 80 down, hiding place. No. 81 down is theatrical. You act in a theatrical way. Holier blank thou for 88 down. That's holier than thou. Draw in. Attract. Do you say the king and queen are married if they're in the same suit in Pinnacle? Or are they a marriage? I'm just guessing here. I haven't played the game. Parrot. One who parrots, one who copies could be an aper in crossword ease. Spit in the ocean is a phrase that kind of means something insignificant. So we've changed spit to past tense spat, and it becomes a skirmish on the high seas, a spat in the ocean. Okay. 63 down, Lawrence of Arabia, co-star Alec Guinness. I saw this before. I saw Lawrence of Arabia many, many years ago. I don't remember Alec Guinness being in it. I remember Peter O'Toole and I think Omar Sharif was in it. 84 down, get a blank of this, get a load of this. I need to go back and watch that again. It was a good film, worth watching again, certainly. 85 down, tax preparation figures. Social Security numbers might be figures, numbers that you need to prepare your tax return. Metric weights are kilos for 89 across and 97 across. SNL investments, certificate of deposit is what CD stands for in a financial sense. Indian T region for 96 across is Assam. All right, and let's move over to this section. 66 down, data display. Not sure about that. Angels' crowns are halos. For 67 down. 68 down, let me do it. I can, I will. 73 across, hee-haw. Used to watch that regularly when I was a kid. Longtime Masterpiece Theater host Cook, Alistair Cook. I watch Masterpiece Theater sometimes, not as often as I watched hee-haw. Some deodorants are roll-ons, probably. A chart is a data display. Letter-shaped opening is a T slot, maybe. I will for let me do it. 78 down, sidewalk impediments. Not sure about that. Gift bag could be a tote. So 90 across could be a T slit or a T slot. What is the impediment on a sidewalk? Is a slippery something? 93 across, tires out. No. 98 across, right now, ASAP or stat. 98 down, commercial trade, briefly. Don't know that. 99 down, wait tables. To serve, could be. 100 down, sidestep, evade or elude. 106 across, totally committed. Don't know. 115 across, Ballroom Pro, who spent all of their cash on costumes. Don't know. 121 across, like plant-covered walls. Ivy would be the stereotypical plant covering a wall, so ivied might fit there. 125 across, British puzzle pieces. Don't know that. Why are they British? Is they spelled some non-American way? Commercial trade, retail or e-tail, online trade. To serve, let's try that for wait tables. I'll be your server tonight. Sidestep, avoid, maybe with that I there. Z's. The word puzzle has two Z's in it, so Z would be a piece of the puzzle, pieces of the puzzle, but in British usage they would be called Z's. So this is the biz, commercial trade. I'm in biz, but I'm not quite sure how it begins. Danson, of A Man on the Inside. I don't know that title, but Ted Danson would certainly fit there. Still not ready to get up. Asleep, no. 95 down, hide text in a document. Tires out. 101 across, a big squeeze. Totally committed could be devoted. Oh, the trade of making commercials, advertisements, is the ad biz. Okay, I didn't pick up that commercial would mean that there. A break dancer becomes broke dancer. Okay, yeah, they're broke because they spend all their cash on costumes. Slow pokes. It is T slot, and a slow poke ahead of you on the sidewalk might impede your forward progress. Someone walking slowly, yes, okay. ASAP for right now. Devoted. Tires out. Wearies. Still not ready to get up. A bed. Also good. More crossword ease there. Hide text in a document. To redact, I guess you're deleting text, or you're kind of hiding it in that sense, I guess. Big squeeze. A bear hug is a big squeeze. Just check the crosses there. Gimme love, I guess that's Sia, a singer I've heard of. Hiding place is a stash. 102 down. Vitamin D source. I think the sun is just like UV rays. Yeah, that's probably what it is. A UV ray, ultraviolet rays gives you vitamin D. Not too much. Arsenic and Old Lace director, I think that's Frank Capra. Edinburgh, no. Let's try it, nay, in Scottish dialect there. Tax return pro is a CPA, certified public accountant. Botch is to err. And about to cry could be teary. 108 across, three-piece suit garment. If you have a vest, that would be the third piece of a suit. Eyelid problem is a sty. 110 down, consequently, then, I think, 123 across. Pro vote is yay, vote yay or nay. Final chapter is the end. And 120 down, so cool, maybe rad. Tossed some hair pieces through... hair pieces or toupees, probably rugs here. Throw rugs is a phrase, but we'd make it past tense. Through rugs would be tossed hair pieces. Be theatrical. Emote, kind of to overact, to be overly emotional. Nota bene, note well in Latin. Dots on a map are towns. Surrounding glows are auras. Removable locks. Okay, we've got toupee just above the rugs. So that's a nice little pairing. Special teams responsibility. Punt might be call for a special team in football. Awards acronym, that's EGOT, the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. iPod could be, some iPods are nanos. Canadian Gas Company, anything to do with Canada and gas is almost always Esso. And brief scrap is a set to, and I've made this error before, making auras the plural of aura, but it is aurae here. And I think E finishes the puzzle. There we go. Okay, no fancy music from the Los Angeles Times, but that's okay. They make up for it with this nice, easy to read, bold type and larger font size. I think in two recent videos, I've misread a clue from the New York Times because the type is just too small for my aging eyes. All right, thanks so much for watching. That was a fun puzzle. It took me a while to pick up on the tense change. Lit source is by itself could just be, literary source, a source from literature. But then once I got stick figure, and stick figure makes sense, but stuck figure does not. And then shoot for the moon becoming shot for the moon told me that we were changing the tense in these, and they all ended up fitting. All right, that was a fun puzzle. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.